What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Dan Stephen here for another reaction. And this one we're going to be doing Dave Chappelle, and it's probably the longest video we're ever going to do on the channel, Stephen.
Yeah, it's a bit maybe ambitious.
Stephen thought it was 8 minutes and 46 seconds because that's the title.
Yeah, I did, and after we clicked into it, we realised it's 27 minutes long. But yeah, like fucking hell, it's gonna be tough to do. So there may be a lot of this video where we are not really talking that much and we are just watching the video, because I don't really think we can make an hour-long video where we keep pausing shit. But yeah, so Dave Chappelle, love Dave Chappelle, one of the best comedians of all time. This is his first sort of stand-up show since the whole lockdown thing. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, like as a comedian, he always talks about current events, so I'd imagine he's going to talk about what's happening in America at the minute. And it's going to be interesting to see how a comedian can talk about what the fuck is going on in the world and try to make it somewhat funny. I don't know, maybe he doesn't, maybe he just preaches here.
Yeah, maybe it's really dark, you know?
Yeah.
But it must be hard for a comedian to actually navigate through these, like, because I'm sure there's comedians who probably love Dave Chappelle who are probably like, don't support BLM or some shit, you know what I mean? Or like, don't support what's going on. So he obviously has to almost play, not both sides, but I mean, just be real, like, proper in how he analyzes the situation. So I'm really interested to see how he comes across. And as you said, is it going to be funny?
I don't know. I think I don't see how he can't be funny, because he's always fucking funny. But,
yeah.
Right, let's give it a go.
Yeah. All right. So this is 8:46 Dave Chappelle.
All the social distancing happening.
Oh yeah. It's weird, isn't it? It's so weird. Are we ever going to get used to this?
I know. I'd kill to go to a comedy club or something now. Like, I just need some sort of laughter back in my life. Like, things are so grim.
I just want to get out.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, temperature checks as well. Jesus. Yeah, someone said you do a temperature check, wear a mask to go and see Dave Chappelle. Happy days, I'll go.
I would do it.
I'll do anything.
Shows though that people still want to go out and see this stuff though, you know what I mean?
And it must be tough for them, because obviously Dave Chappelle makes a lot of money on like shows, but obviously they can't have that many people there at the show.
Well, you guys shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. That's my family. That's why I did that. I shout out all the young people who have had the courage to go out and do all this amazing work protesting. Hard to figure out what to say about George Floyd.
It must be a strange situation for like his first performance out of lockdown, which in that sense is strange enough, you know what I mean? Just given this whole pandemic situation. But they come out and all this shit happens with George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, and the whole like protests and rallies was going on, and even like the counter protests about the people trying to protest the safety of the statues and all too. Like, and he has to come out and do a fucking comedy show in this situation. Like, Jesus.
Pressure.
Jokes, they honk the horn. And so later would become to know the Northridge earthquake happened. It felt like it started in my apartment. That earthquake couldn't have been more than 35 seconds. This man kneeled on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Can you imagine that? All these fucking police had their hands in their pockets. Who are you talking to? What are you signifying? That you can kneel on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds and feel like you wouldn't get the wrath of God. I don't mean to get heavy, but we gotta say something.
It's dark.
Police, he couldn't
Fucking
breathe.
hell.
One of the hardest parts of the tape to listen to, he said, please, I want to see this because I can't unsee it. But when I finally watched it, I understood nobody's going home. Anyone who sees this,
Manda.
he says, where are all these celebrities? Why aren't you talking? This nigga said everybody. I was screaming at the TV. I dare you to say me, nigga. To step in front of the streets and talk over the work these people are doing as a celebrity? Ask me. Do you want to see a celebrity right now? Do we give a
Absolutely
fuck what
not.
Ja Rule thinks? Does it matter about celebrity? No.
Mate, this is something that I've been saying for fucking ages. It's like, I'm sick of hearing these celebrities come out and put all these videos and they're all near crying and they're saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And you're like, you're just shut the fuck up and let the people who are protesting speak. It's like, we're sick of hearing from you. And that's what he's saying there. It's like, shut up.
I know, but it's also like that celebrity, regardless of how highly you rate that person, he's just a person. So it's like me sharing shit. So I've shared shit about BLM. Mm-hmm. So that, like, it's like, what's the difference in me and fucking hell, Anthony Joshua sharing something? Like, people's like I don't care what celebrity thinks, but that person's sharing it because he wants to share it. But yeah, I get what he means. It's like, we shouldn't want to hear from celebrities, but the
thing is, the point is, celebrities have so much, they've got such a platform, and we hear from them all the time. We don't hear from the people on the streets, and the protest is a way to hear what ordinary people are thinking. So stop drowning them out with your own speech. Just let them talk for a bit. That's what I think. Sometimes personally, it's like, just let the protest stand for itself.
I think if the celebrities have other people themselves, they can share what they want. But I think what Dave Chappell's trying to say, we shouldn't have to hear about them. If they're not posting, that doesn't mean they're not caring. Like, just let them.
Exactly.
They're probably out protesting, just not sharing on their social media platforms. They don't need to be vocal on their channel. But to say, I don't like the idea of celebrities saying celebrities shouldn't be vocal. People can do what they want. It all depends where it comes from. Does it come from a real place? Do you want to share this because you care? Or are you just trying to get ahead of it? Go, look at me. I support this too.
It's like you're basically saying, look at me. I'm not racist. I'm one of the good guys. And you're like, shush.
But if you feel passionately about this, if you feel like this is ridiculous, you want to get involved, then go ahead. But that's true. If you're being fake, if you're just trying to get ahead of it and just get involved, it's like, look at me, I'm still here. Pay me attention. It's like, fuck off then.
And I'll still keep my mouth shut. But don't think that my silence is complicit of all the shit these niggas are saying, trying to get everyone to sing these fucking songs. I know all these songs. I was raised on these songs. I watch everything everybody says. I think Candace Owens try to convince white America, don't worry about it. He's a criminal anyway. I don't give a fuck what this nigga did. I don't care what this nigga did. I don't care if he personally kicked Candace Owens in her stinky pussy. I don't know if it stinks, but I imagine it does. If I ever find out, I'll let you know for sure. I'll tell like Azealia Banks, I'll tell.
Do you know who she is?
Yeah. I heard her on Joe Rogan one time. She's horrible.
How come they never talk about Chris Dorner? Do you know who Chris Dorner is? Well, Chris Dorner was an African-American police officer in the LAPD. He was executing a warrant with his partner, who was a white woman. This white woman did what Chris Dorner thought was excessive force. But Chris Dorner, the black police officer who watched this white woman do this, reported this to his superior, made a formal complaint, and was subsequently fired from the LAPD. He went through the system. He took every legal avenue that he believed he had to get reinstated. His last appeal was finished. This motherfucker, some wild shit, wrote a manifesto. You know where this is going. And in that manifesto, he called me a genius. Me, Dave Chappell. Not just me, but me. He called me a genius, and he told Bradley Cooper, who's a friend of mine, don't do any more hangovers, nigga. That's enough. This motherfucker ambushed two police officers who were just sitting in their squad car, murdered them. He went to another police officer's house and killed his daughter.
Jesus.
He was hiding in a cabin. When they figured out what this nigga was, no less than 400 police officers showed up and answered the call. And you know why 400 cops showed up? Because one of their own was murdered. So how the fuck can't they understand what's going on in these streets? We saw ourselves like you see yourself. LeBron James once said something about racism, and Laura Ingraham, which I will say publicly anywhere, anytime, is a cunt. Tell him I said it.
I love him. I love Dave Chappelle.
Told one of Ohio's greatest residents ever, shut up and dribble. And these niggas say, why isn't David Chappelle saying anything? Because David Chappelle understands what the fuck he is seeing. And these streets will speak for themselves whether I'm alive or dead. I trust you guys. I love you guys. We'll keep this space open. This is the last stronghold for civil discourse. After this shit, it's just rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
He's a really good storyteller, though, isn't he? Like, I love the way he even mentioned, like, at the start, he set that up by saying about his dad dying, calling out his grandmother, and then right at the end, he linked it together and being like, oh, by the way, see the woman he was calling out? She was a slave.
Yeah.
And I also, like, love the way, even the whole volcano story, or no, the earthquake story, like, he spelled that so well. He talked about it for like 2 minutes. He described everything that happened, how afraid he was, how he thought he was going to die, and realized that it only lasted 45 seconds. It's like this guy was getting knelt on for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's like, how the fuck do you think he felt?
Crazy.
It just really, like, because it's easy to say that, and it's easy for people to dismiss what actually happened, being like, oh, another black person's died by the hands of the police. But whenever you compare it to the time frame, like, you ever tried to do a plank?
Yeah.
A minute is so fucking long.
I know.
Minutes and 46 seconds, mate. It's insane.
What the fuck? Like, I know, like, we've had this discussion a lot in the podcast about, like, America itself and how, like, fucked up it is in terms of racism and stuff and, like, poverty, everything. Like, America seems like a horrible place to live. And, like, we've both mentioned that. When you hear someone like Dave Chappelle who's from America, like, no, there's some, like, there's people like that in America, and that's why America is amazing for. Because still, regardless, we see all the negativity coming through. But you have someone like Dave Chappelle who articulates himself in that way and talks about the story about, and he's not attacking anyone. That's what I love about it. He's not just saying like fuck the police. He's literally telling a story, and then by the end of it, we're all like fuck the police. But he wasn't telling us that there. He was just telling a story that made us think that way.
But it was interesting, even when he said about 400 police. I didn't know where he was going when he was saying that 400 police officers turned up.
Yeah.
And like you're like, oh fuck, that's a lot. And then he was like, well, they turned up because this person killed one of their own, so don't be surprised that we're on the streets.
Yeah, why the fuck are people surprised when like people come out and rally? That's what I hate, and it's like the biggest, the worst thing I hear or I see every time is like, when people talk about George Floyd, and people go, well, there's a white woman was killed last year by a policeman. Why is no one talking about her? It's like, this situation isn't about George Floyd. It is, but it isn't. It's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the tip of the iceberg. This has caused people to rat because it was like a trigger for them. But it wasn't just because this one person. If this was a singular event, if this just happened once and that was it, and didn't happen before or after, there wouldn't be mass protests and rallies. If you think the reason why people are rallying is because of George Floyd, because of a singular event, then you don't understand the problem. You don't understand what's going on. Like, honestly, like, seriously, like, grow up. Like, everyone knows, most people are aware of what's going on now. And for you to say that, you're purposely misreading the situation.
Mm-hmm. Right, we'll wrap this one up then.
Yeah, it was dark. There's nothing more we can say. Dave Chappelle said it all. He's a genius. He's a genius in a comical sense. Like, he's probably one of the funniest men ever to grace the face of the earth. But he's also just a nice guy, a humble guy, like a real educated guy. And in these situations, I like hearing people talk. And I think this actually goes against what he's trying to say. He's like, I don't need to talk because the streets speak for me. But I love hearing him talk. I want to hear him talk about this because he articulates it in a much better way than I could ever fathom. So I like hearing him, and I hope he does more.
Yeah, right, boom.
Cheers.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Just to let you know, we've got similar content available on the channel if you want to check it out.
We also do our own podcast called MCPodcasting, where we cover a range of topics from politics, sports and even movies.
We basically just talk a lot of shit.
We argue a lot as well on it there, but all the links are below. We're on all major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and is there any other?
That's the main ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's the main ones.
Just check out the podcast, and if there's any sort of videos you want us to react to, drop us a comment on the YouTube videos, and we'll be sure to check it out.
Or if you want to make fun of us, then go ahead. We don't care.
Be nice.
Be nice.
In fairness, we don't really get that many comments.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me.
Okay.